Hey everybody, Rich from Rich Sushi Bets. Hope y'all are having a great day. My day was kind of ruined with the U.S. men's soccer team losing today, but still proud of the boys. Glad they were able to get to the round of 16. But I wanted to talk about just some sets that I'm just not going to invest in. And I want to explain like why I'm in this situation. Again, this is my opinion. This is how I'm going about it. If you absolutely disagree and think otherwise, like that's all for you. But just wanted to give you my perspective and 2 cents on the idea of it. But if you're new to the channel, welcome. Make sure to subscribe if you do like Lorcana content, talking about the market and data and cards. And let's just dive right into it. So let me give you a little bit of background actually first before we dive right into it. We are in an incredible, you could say like bull run right now inside of Lorcana. Over the last, let's see, 3 months, we've seen prices absolutely explode, whether it's Wilds Unknown, all product really, booster box cases, troves, pre-release, etc. We've seen those D23 collection boxes climb, PSA 10s for a ton of singles climb. We're seeing pre-releases now for over $200 a box, where prior to that, the average pre-release market price was around $120 over the last few sets, and maybe $140 for Wilds Unknown. So absolutely crazy. It's actually more than 200, but anyways, we're in this time right now where more and more people are coming into Lorcana. We don't know the exact number. We don't know how artificially inflated it is. For example, like, is it all scalpers? Is it the Poke Bros, the sneakerheads that everyone keeps complaining about online? Or is it actually more and more people realizing that Lorcana is an amazing game? It's an amazing IP. It has awesome artwork, and like, it's Disney, you know, like we love Disney. That's why we're here. I like to think it's more of the latter. Like, I think at the end of the day, if we go from like 1 million people to 5 million people and then down to 2.5 million people, some people are going to look at that as a 50% drop. I'm going to look at that as a 2.5 times growth, which I think, like, obviously those are made up numbers, but I think that's where we're going to end up, where a lot of people that are getting into with the hype, like, if there's going to be a decent amount of them that stay, and it's because, like I said, the game's awesome, the card's awesome, Disney is awesome. So while we're in this time period, everyone keeps talking about how everything is exploding in price. You can't get anything for MSRP anymore, scalper this, scalper that. But there are 4 sets that are not getting any love. And I truly believe, for lack of a better terms, it's because they suck. They're not great investments. They're not great sets. And yes, at the end of the day, like, people can have their favorite cards in those sets or say they're good sets, and it's Lorcana. Like, I love all these sets, but not every set is created equally, and some sets are definitely far superior than other sets. I'm not going to compare these to like Fabled, because that's like the outlier of like, no one thought it would do good and it absolutely exploded, and now they're at over $1,000 per box. But it's just interesting to see in this bull market that these sets just like still aren't really moving. So let's just, now officially that we're 4 minutes into it, dive into the numbers here. So we're going to take a look at the first set, and it's Rise of the Floodborn. And I like wanted so hard to love this set. I just can't. Like, I don't really like the enchanteds in it, the IPs they chose, and just like the look of it. And that goes to say for like most enchanted sets 2 through 4. Obviously 1 is OG, so I love them, but they'll have that like dark hue to it, and that's just Lorcana just learning and trying to experiment early on. But if we take a look at, and we're going to be looking at booster box cases primarily, because that's what I typically hold. But if we look at this year graph, in this bull market, we're technically still 12.5% almost below where we were a year ago. And yes, I know lowest listed is $800, so don't come at me with that. And we've had some sales, but like I said, some sales in this bull market higher than that. But it's crazy to see that it's still down 6 months. Take a look at, or in a year, take a look at the 6 month graph. It's basically even. Like Rise of the Floodborn isn't moving. And I know this is the second set of Lorcana. It's the one after the first chapter. A lot of people wanted this set. It was high in demand. But if we take a look at something like Pokemon, where you had base set, and then you have Jungle and Fossil that came after. Yes, people love those sets, but there are sets that came out after that that are far superior over that. So not to say this one's gonna do bad. I just think like as more and more sets come out, people are realizing like Rise of the Floodborn really ain't all that in a bag of chips. So like for me, I do own a case of this. If the opportunity arises where I can sell for $1,000 or trade for another case like of equal value, I would do that because I feel like I don't need to hold this box anymore. The next one is going to be Into the Inklings. I'm sure you all know this, so I'll give you the TLDR. This set was absolutely reprinted to the ground just because the first chapter in Rise of the Floodborn were hard to get, and with Lorcana wanting to get more people to play the game, which again, I totally stand by them with that decision, they just printed this like crazy. And I wasn't around the time, but supposedly you could buy them at $25 a booster box, just like fire sailing at like Goodwill or Amazon or other places like that. This one, again, the year chart is only up 6%. The 6 month looks better, but we're now like barely just above where we were a year ago. Again, yes, I know we have lowest listed there and we have some sales, but realistically, like we had another low sale again, and it's probably at that like $450, maybe $500 mark. Which, like, again, isn't that great of a gain for something that's been out of print at this point for a year? The set came out a couple years ago and no one really wants it still. Like, you're expecting to see so much more of a growth for something that came out like 2 years ago in such a game, like in a game like Lorcana that's so new and everyone's coming to the markets, but like no one wants this product and no one wants it for a reason. Again, if you can get it for like super cheap, like all power to you, but like I'd rather spend my money somewhere else. Again, similar situation, Ursula's Return, year chart only up like not even quite 12%, and market price is just under what the lowest listed at. But again, like we're not seeing too much. Yeah, the 6 month looks a lot better, but like if you had this product like around last year when it went out of print, fast forward a year, like nothing really changed at the end of the day. And to me, like that's why like I don't want to hold these products, just because do I think they will be $1,000 booster boxes down the road? Like, yeah, I do. I think Lorcana is here for the long run. I think 20 years from now, Lorcana is still going to be a thing and going to be thriving and doing really well. But I think like if I had $400, $500, I could buy something else that will do even better than that. Azurite Seed is going to be the last one we take a look at. Again, lowest listed is a little bit above by like $60 market price, but this set is only up 10% over the last year. And if we take a look at like other sets that came out similarly around the same time, like Arcasius Island, this one's up 34%. Shimmering Skies, 34%. Reign of Jafar, 40%. These ones, like the Shimmering Skies is up because the Mufasa, everyone loves that Mufasa card. Arguably one of the best enchanteds in all of Lorcana. But Arcasius Island and Reign of Jafar is really when they started to, I would say, like up the ante as far as quality for enchanted cards. They look significantly better than their previous sets, that people are now realizing that. And with those sets going out of print, we don't know that they're not going to be reprinted, but the assumption is there, and it's a pretty good one that once these sets get rotated out, they're not going to be able to be bought anymore. They're not going to be reprinted, and so people are trying to get in now and now, like just so that they can avoid having to buy these at $1,000 plus per case in the future. But at the end of the day, like, I just don't really have faith in those sets for multiple reasons. One, again, we're seeing in this bull market right now that, like, even then people don't want those sets. Two, the enchanted cards aren't great. You know, if you were to open a set down the road and you were to pick which sets you'd want to open from sets 1 through 8, set 2, 3, 4, and 6 are probably just never going to get picked. There's just so many better sets out there, so much better art, that people would rather have those sets to hold on to because people are going to want to open those in the future. 3, the pull rates are pretty trash on all those sets. So the risk to reward ratio is so high that you're risking a lot to most likely not get anything. And when you do get something, to like, I still like not really get anything. So at the end of the day, that's why I feel like so many people are trying to get into these iconic sets, because there's 2 more rarities in there, which increases like the overall opening experience and value of the boxes just in the cards alone. And that's why those boxes are going up. But like I said, I don't plan on owning any of these boxes. If someone were to fire sale, hey, 50% for this case, I would take it. But I would take it as like a short-term hold, like, hey, let's see if it grows in 6 months and then sell it. If not, sell it anyways. I wouldn't look at these for long-term holds. And like I said, my Rise of the Floodborn case, I will be probably like in the next 6 months or so looking to trade that for like Winter Spell, or putting it towards a trade for like Winter Spell, because that is a case I don't have. But anyways, I probably offended a lot of you all. If so, I'm sorry, but just wanted to give you my thoughts and 2 cents on like why I don't want these sets, like why I don't think they're great, and why you won't see me seeking these singles or boxes or cases of the sets. So that's all I got for you. Like I said, if I offended you, I'm sorry. And I guess let's go Argentina, let's go Messi, let's see if you can win another one. But till then, I'll see you all in the next video. Take care.